Is it agriculture? Is it food? We can make more money today from agriculture than we make from oil. Very simple. We can make clearly more money. Netherlands, which is here, is a country with water, 41,000 square kilometers. Without water, 3,000. Annually, they make from export of agricultural related products, 120 billion euros. That is about $130 billion. That's 3 times what we make from oil. For somebody with 3,000 square kilometers of land. Our biggest state, which is actually very troublesome, has all the fertile land, everything, is Niger State. Niger State is 76.3 thousand square kilometers, 2.5 times the size of Netherlands. And Netherlands, and it's very fertile. And Netherlands is about 17 million people. Niger State is about 7. You can go on and on. The place that is giving us problems today is Borno State, where we have Sambisa Forest. Sambisa Forest is agricultural land. It's not supposed to be giving us problems. The entire Sambisa area is 60,000 square kilometers. That is twice the size of Belgium. Belgium is about 30,000 square kilometers. It's 3 times the size of Israel. Israel is about 22,000 square kilometers. Times 3 is 66. Compared with 60, it's the same size. And these countries are called feed themselves and they export. Our own is causing us trouble. Why? It's a push. Bring it down. Turn it into agricultural product. Today, Morocco is exporting food to Europe. The world is looking for food. Where we should be looking for food. We are a country that have all it takes to feed ourselves, be able to export more. Ukraine had war. The world was shaking because of grain. And if you don't know, Ukraine gave us, why they are still at war, they gave Nigeria grain to help us manage our country. That war. The entire Ukraine, northern Nigeria, is over 25% bigger than Ukraine. The entire Ukraine is about 600,000 square kilometers. Northern Nigeria about 750,000 square kilometers. So what are you? I can go on and on. If you go to third world countries like Bangladesh, for example, Bangladesh produces 10 times the amount of rice we produce. That is a third world country. I'm just giving you an example. Bangladesh is 158,600 square kilometers of land. Yet they produce 50 to 60,000 million metric tons of rice. We don't produce 10% of that. Our 2 biggest states, Niger and Borno, put together 76.3 and 70.8, put together they're about the size of Bangladesh. And Bangladesh has almost 170 million people living there, so it's heavily dense. As against our own, I can go on and on. So you must move the country from consumption to productivity. It's not a rocket science. It is leadership. You must dismantle the criminality and say enough is enough. Let's move this country forward. And to move it forward is to invest your resources, your small. What do you mean dependent on the West? You can't be. What are you dependent on them? I can tell you we have better weather than this place. We have better food than they have. Our economy has better potential than that. I lived here for 12 good years. I want to finish that and run back because nobody wants to stay in this weather. You don't feel they have anything. No. We want to do it. We have a better environment. So we want to drive that process by having order and stability that works. And it's doable.
You said that it seems agriculture is one area you think that could use reform. What would you say are the 3 immediate areas that Nigeria could use reform?
You know, I said about where you used to measure development. Number one is, you go to the HDI, which is most critical measure of development. Number one item is health, life expectancy. Your life expectancy today is too low, at 54. It's not acceptable. Because comparable countries, Indonesia, Bangladesh, India, Philippines, are all above 65. So you can't go there. Number two is education, literacy rate. Go and check all these countries, they're all above 85 in literacy rate. And you are again at 50 something. Number three is pulling people out of poverty. We have more people living in poverty today than China, with 1.4 billion, and India with 1.4 billion combined. What the national poverty? It's not acceptable. And there's things you can do to drive this process. Power generation is not rocket science. I discussed it yesterday. The three countries that change power generation in 5 years are Egypt, Vietnam, and India. They're all third world countries. I visited them. I went to Egypt. It's nothing. It's not okay. I mean, you apply school here, so you know that it's not rocket science. If you're determined, the companies today in Europe, seniors and everything, you can give a sovereign guarantee and say, we're going to deal with this and everything. Why is it not working? Leadership. Everything begins and ends with leadership. A leader must be dedicated and focused to do what is required. Everything that is required to make it work, you can do it. That's what makes a difference. Whether you see what happened in China or India or Indonesia and everything. I read a book this year, at the very beginning of this year, I read a book called Growing Apart. It's by Professor Lewis of John Hopkins. Growing Apart is comparing Nigeria and Indonesia. After reading it, I went to John Hopkins to meet Professor Lewis. And after meeting him, I decided to go to Indonesia. So I spent about 8 days in Indonesia, meeting from Minister of Planning, Minister of Education, Minister of Small Village, Minister of Health, meeting them, meeting the Vice President, and meeting their most popular president, Joko Widodo, in Nigeria. We spent hours. And what they're saying is something that I know is doable. They did it, so we can do it. We're not inventing anything, we're not creating anything. It's something that's been done somewhere. A country that has similar trajectory and everything. Again, we had, by September this year, I met Professor James Robinson of Chicago University, who wrote Why Nations Fail. James Robinson was given Nobel Prize last year. We discussed that. And when he was in one of his lectures, he said, so many nations know what to do to prosper, but they refuse to do it. Example of such nation is Nigeria. He didn't say example is there, he said it was set. So I went to him, I sat down and I said, listen, I just came here to tell me what we didn't do. What he's saying is what I know. Leadership.
Put your hand up if you learned something today. Okay. Keep your hand up if you're from Nigeria. Keep your hand up if you were born outside of Nigeria. So as you can see in the room, we have a lot of Nigerians and a lot of diaspora. And I think one thing that we'd like to know is what can Nigerians and the diaspora and just wider the African community do to impact Nigeria in the next decade?
Let me tell you one of the things people tell me every day. Oh, we have brain drain in Nigeria. Oh, we have brain drain in Nigeria. I said, no. It's not true. We have brain gain. I live here when most of the schools, top business schools, top schools, were full of Indians, Asians, Chinese, everything. Here. It was the same thing in America. There was a time, Dean of Kellogg Graduate School, India. Dean of Kellogg, Oxford Business School, India. Cambridge, Asia, all in. What happened? They've all gone back. If you create, all these people who were born here, if you create a conducive environment in Nigeria, they will come. They will live here because who wants to live in cold? They will not come. They will be the first to tell you they are Nigerians. What me and you are Africans. We have lovely places, beach, everything. No. What is here? Absolutely nothing. We have family, we enjoy us. We have family, we want to build, we show we were more compassionate people, love each other. You want to live in an environment where even for people to greet you is very difficult. Why do you want to live in a place where they say, oh, how are you? My sister, how are you? My brother. We are very compassionate, lovely people who wants to, and we share each other's grief, pain, everything. Or like here, you're your own always. I'm telling you, but you need to, nobody nobody gets up in the morning and go where there's the insecurity. Nobody will do that. If they tell you now, please, we are going to pay you the highest amount of money for you to go and work in Sudan, you won't go. Because you're not sure whether you'll be alive to enjoy the money that you're paying. So we need to fix it and make it work. And if you make it work, people used to come back in their droves. People who went to school abroad. When I asked them, they will come back. Most of them went there, but because there is nothing functioning, they can come back.